Sturmbannführer Kessler. I've been summoned to see the Reichskommissar, urgently.
Yes, I know he has an appointment. Tell him he must wait. Good morning, Kessler. A pleasure to meet you. I have heard much about you.
Thank you, Herr Reichskommissar. May I welcome you to Brussels and say how pleased I was to learn of your appointment. I am, of course, entirely at your disposal.
Thank you. I expect you're aware that most of the traitors involved in the attempt on the Führer's life on July the 20th have been accounted for. A few committed suicide before they were arrested. The remainder admitted their crimes under interrogation and were summarily executed.
I've received little official information as yet, but of course I've heard something of the events in Berlin.
Not only in Berlin. We know that had the Führer died, as the traitors had planned, the military commander in Paris intended to seize control and hand over the city to the Allies. No one outside the party can be trusted anymore, Kessler. Not the Wehrmacht, not the Kriegsmarine, not the Luftwaffe.
No, Herr Reichskommissar.
It is possible that similar plans existed here in Brussels. You will find out. The Führer has ordered the immediate death of everyone found to be involved in the plot. It is our duty to see that the Führer's orders are obeyed to the letter.
Of course, sir. With respect, I shall need to know more about those who have already been found guilty. It's a question of establishing a connection, an association.
This will help you. I need hardly remind you that the contents are most secret.
Of course.
Any guilty man here in Brussels will receive swift justice, I assure you.
Naturally.
Kessler, some of the officers involved you may find difficult to believe. Men who have fought for Germany, heroes in the public eye. Rommel, for one.
Rommel?
He is to be given the chance to commit suicide in exchange for the safety of his family. You will soon read of his untimely death, and his state funeral will be in the newsreels. It would unsettle the masses if any of their heroes were to be denounced as a traitor. Bear that in mind.
Voilà! Sir, where did you put Major Reinhardt's service record? In the morning, I want to put through a call to General Juttner at the Führungshauptamt in Munich. There are some inconsistencies in our cross-references. Will you pass me the file on Oberst von Elmendorf? Now, Admiral Canaris, would you look under July the 20th?
Meeting in the Bendler block on the Landwehr Canal. In attendance. Something has been scratched out, sir.
Several names have been removed. Here, the third space. What do you look as that might have been?
Mine? Possibly Deinhaupt?
Not Reinhardt?
Yes, sir. It could be Reinhardt.
Thank you. Are the men from Galata Hona here yet?
Yes, sir, in the outer office.
Could you send them in, please? Well,
We checked the local register. There is no family.
there was no sister?
Yes, was. Killed in an air raid in 1942.
Any indiscretions? Very well.
The resistance have started ambushing Germans. The patrols all over the place.
Hagen,
Moving the ones we've got isn't going to be easy.
the resistance are fighting the war in their own way, Albert. We must be fair.
Yes, but that doesn't help us.
They're killing Germans.
They set the Gestapo snapping at everybody's heels, including ours. And for what? I'm talking about that staff car. One chauffeur driving a German padre. What a target.
Look, Albert, that car was supposed to pick up a general and take him to the airfield. All right, so he changed his plans
Well, how
for
do you
some
know
reason.
that?
Because the communists carried out that attack. This comes from Dirk.
Have you found any way for these
No,
events?
hold on. There's more from Dirk, and it's not good. They believe they know how Max and the others came to be shot. Yeah. And they believe it was you that gave the information.
You're sure?
Yeah, they know the lot. Tip off to the French police how Max was set up everything.
How?
God knows how, but they know. That's for certain.
What do they intend to do, Alain?
Have me killed?
Yeah.
What about Monique, Natalie, you?
No. They blame you, no one else.
Well, they're right there. That's something.
But can you find out when they intend to do it? How?
No, I mean, Dirk can be trusted, but he's not a member of the inner group. He's certain about their intentions, but not much else. He's going to try and find out some more tomorrow if he can.
Can you see him again tonight?
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah, well, do your best, will you?
Right.
Well, Alan, wait. Can't you arrange a meeting with them? We can explain that Max was endangering lifeline.
No, he wasn't doing it on his own.
No, they won't negotiate.
And Max was perfectly happy to betray Francois. Why should they care about anyone else?
Albert, look, don't go anywhere until we can find out some more. Watch the customers. Keep a gun handy.
Thank you, Alan.
See you.
Good night. Well, at least the Germans wear uniform. You know who your enemy is.
As you see, house-to-house inquiries continue. Searches of suspected premises are going on and all police leave has been cancelled. We shall find them.
I'm impressed by your diligence in this matter.
Property was damaged and a passerby was hurt. That's police business. I'm just as anxious as you are to bring guilty men to justice.
Well, we have one of them.
Ah, yes, Charles Brouillet.
You'll name the rest before we finished with him.
With respect, I don't think Brouillet was involved.
My men found him hiding with a loaded gun in his possession. Of course he was involved.
Has he admitted any complicity in the attack?
No, they always deny everything. But as soon as he recovers consciousness, his interrogation will continue. He'll admit it in the end.
I'm sorry, Captain, but Brouillet had taken part in an armed robbery on the same day, which is why he was hiding, and accounts for the gun in his possession.
Are you certain?
He was positively identified by 3 witnesses. These are the statements.
He said nothing of this under interrogation.
The penalty for armed robbery is very severe, and a policeman was hurt during the raid. Brouillet knows what he will face when we get our hands on him.
Come.
Sturmenfeld, this is just arrived by special messenger from the Reichskommissar.
Ah, yes. Thank you. That will be all, Benny.
May I take him, Herr Sturmbannführer? We don't much like criminals who assault the police.
Yes, yes, Espresso.
Waiter. Keep the change.
Thank you, monsieur.
You can tell your friends not to worry.
Monsieur, don't you want your bill?
What's going on?
Blackhouse said it was urgent. That's all I know.
Another drink, Madeline?
No, I don't think so, thank you.
Oh, come on, with me. It's on the house. And anyway, look, I'm not busy.
Thank you.
We'll drink to after the war, shall we? When all the shops are open again. Good food, pretty clothes, anything you like. Cars in the street, holidays. Lying on the beach in the sun.
Yes, of course.
Madeline, sooner or later the Allies will arrive. The Germans will leave, those that aren't killed. Have you thought about that?
Yes.
What then?
I don't know.
Look, I've seen you in here almost every day with Kessler since you first met
Yes,
him.
I know what
It's
you
none
must
of
have
my
thought of me
business,
that
and I
day.
don't pretend to understand. But I do know that you must care for him.
I don't understand either.
What about your future?
I just try and live from day to day.
And every day that passes brings the Allied tanks nearer to Brussels. Know what will happen then? Oh, Madeline, you must get out while there's still time.
Well, perhaps it's been decided for me. I was supposed to see him last night, but he sent a message to say he was too busy. Doesn't look as if he's coming now, does it? I should have expected it. In a way, I did.
Sorry, excuse me. Yes, sir. Madeline, you get away. You get far away from here and forget about him. Yes?
You trying to get me shot? I shouldn't be here.
It's important.
I left a message as arranged.
Sharp? Did you get him out?
Yes,
Well, where is he?
the prison hospital.
Did he talk?
Nope.
Are you sure?
From Kessler himself. He was roughed up, but he kept his trap shut.
And he'll be all right.
In time,
But what then?
he'll be held while the robbery is investigated. I cooked up some statements from eyewitnesses.
Well, Kessler wasn't suspicious.
Hey, trust me. Eventually those statements will be disproved and Bruyère will be released. The Germans will have forgotten about him by then.
Yes, they'll be gone by then. Anyway, thank you. You saved a brave man's life.
The Germans haven't gone yet. Thank me by not having meetings like this.
We need your help again.
No. You don't understand the risks I've been taking.
We do, and we're grateful. You won't have to do much.
After getting Bruyère out, anything is too much. No, I'm sorry.
It's simply another Belgian. The Germans won't give a damn.
I told you
Never
before.
mind
that
what you told me. It's been agreed.
You mean you decided?
Well, no one disagreed with me. Albert Foire has been sentenced to death. When and how is left to me.
Sir.
I was too late. I'm sorry. What have you got as quickly as possible?
Certainly, sir. Please, this way. Madam, sir.
I thought you weren't coming.
I sent a message last night to say I would be here.
By then, I'd sat for 2 hours waiting for you.
I was obliged to work late. It was necessary.
Yes, it often is.
You're in a strange mood. Would you like a drink, Calvados?
No, thank you.
I can't stay long, I'm afraid.
I'm surprised you bothered to come at all.
I have to see the Reichskommissar again this afternoon.
And tonight? Will you be working late again tonight?
Probably. And we'd better not make any arrangements.
Perhaps we should end it. Here and now.
Is that what you want?
I don't know. I seem to spend most of my life waiting for you, and most of the time you're not there.
My work makes it impossible. I see you as often as I can.
But it's very little. I've no friends because of you. My neighbours won't even speak to me.
Oh, I'm sure you're exaggerating.
Can't you understand how it is for me? I have nothing to do but sit on my own and think about the future. About what'll happen. I don't want to think. But when I'm alone, I can't help it.
Does my presence really mean so much to you?
You're all I've got.
Madame, sir. Je te demande que bon appétit.
You're all I have to, Madeleine.
I'm sorry. I don't know what got into me.
No, please don't apologize. I've been selfish and inconsiderate. No, please, let me finish. I have accepted your devotion, if not as a right, then without being really aware of its effect upon you. I can see that your fears are very real. private terror of someone I care for very much.
Please, Ludwig, it doesn't matter.
But it does matter to both of us. You've behaved impeccably throughout our friendship. I've always been able to rely upon you being charming, a perfect companion. I've even prided myself upon it. I never sensed that it was an effort for you, that inside you are desperately frightened. I'm sorry, forgive me.
Of course.
Reichskommissar Club, I cannot postpone. In this evening I have other urgent business, but soon. Shall we have an afternoon in the country? Or better still, a weekend away together. Find some quiet little hotel and forget the war exists.
But it does exist, Ludwig. And one day I'll have to pay for my little escapade that we call happiness. Oh, I know you've always been kind and considerate. I expected nothing more. But I can't help being afraid when you're not there. I'm so frightened of being alone again.
Madeline, would you eventually consider marrying me?
I don't know. I'd never really thought about it.
Dreams can become reality. Our French comrades will take to the streets as soon as Paris is liberated. When France becomes a people's democracy, then so shall we.
This isn't France.
Look, I want your help in dealing with a man who's a traitor and a collaborator.
You don't need me to deal with Albert Foiret. You have enough guns at your disposal, God knows.
I want him alive. Foiret had 10 of our men killed. One quick death's too good for him. He'll die at the end of a rope, slowly.
You better put a full clip in and keep them with you whenever you can. You better keep that under the counter by the bar. Can you slip that in the piano?
Do you think they'll come, Albert?
Perhaps.
No, you stay here. We'll go. We're closed. Who is it?
It's our.
Sorry.
No, you're right to be careful.
We've been waiting. What happened?
Well, I've only just managed to see Dirk. It's tonight. No, that's all he could find out. It was going to happen tonight.
Here?
Must be. Got to come to you.
Yeah, in the restaurant. Yes, they wouldn't risk it after curfew. Well, we're ready.
Yeah, so am I.
You've got to speak to London tonight, on schedule. That comes first.
Not till 11:10. All right.
Does Dirk know who they're sending?
No. They won't chance a face we know.
So it could be anyone.
That's right. Could be anyone.
This is not, of course, proof.
Do enemies of the state, men willing to countenance the assassination of the Führer, deserve the niceties of the law, Herr Reichskommissar?
Suspects have been hanged for less, I agree.
He will be arrested at once.
No. Remember what I told you. The press have been encouraged to treat war heroes like film stars. There can be no arrest without absolute proof. After all the propaganda, the public would not understand. Moreover, so far this man still enjoys the protection of Reich Marshal Göring. Proof. Or find another way. One with no possible repercussions.
They may have lost their safe houses, but we're still no nearer to the people who run Lifeline. We're just nibbling away at the perimeter.
Well, we must discuss it. I need to talk to you. This evening?
If you'll excuse me, I plan to have an early night.
The Reichskommissar has instructed me to consult with you on a matter of supreme urgency.
Well, you can talk now if you like. I can give you the rest of the afternoon.
I'm not quite ready to do so. I prefer this evening. Shall we dine together? At the Condé, perhaps. I believe you like it there.
All right. Right.
Got your gun?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Is that window secure?
Yes.
Can you cover all the tables from there?
Except 1 and 2.
Don't worry. I can do that.
one of us been covering you all the time?
Now, let's consider the possibilities. The first bottle of wine is on the house, sir. We would like you to enjoy yourself this evening, sir. Thank you, sir.
One just come in. A man on his own.
I've seen him before somewhere.
Where?
I'm not sure. The one that's just come in. I seem to know his face. Is he a policeman?
Yeah. I can't think of his name. I've not seen him in this district before, though. He's come to do you for buying on the black market.
No, not on his own, he isn't. Shake us down a bit. Or one of these free meals coppers seem to expect these days. Well, they must be crazy to try anything tonight with Germans and a plainclothesman in here.
Well, I don't know. One man might think twice. I think several might have a go just the same. Still, there's no likely ones that I can see.
Would you like to order your meal now, sir?
I think I'll just have a drink.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
We have something very special tonight, sir, and afterwards there'll be entertainment, bottle of wine, good meal. You'll enjoy it, sir, I promise.
Quite likely, but not the sight of the bill. It's all too expensive for me, I'm afraid.
You're a police officer, if I'm not mistaken, sir. We'd like to offer a special rate for gentlemen like yourself, sir. Please, don't bother about the bill.
Sounds a very pleasant way to start an evening. Very generous of you, Monsieur Foray. Thank you.
Not at all, sir. Natalie, show the gentleman to a table, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir.
It's all right so far. He is a policeman. I've got him to stay.
Good. What about the back?
Well, all the windows are locked. They'd have to make a noise or take their time getting in.
It'd be as well if one of us checked now and again, just the same.
I'll go and see now.
Minnie?
I'll take care of this. Oh, I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but this table is reserved.
I don't see any reserved sign.
Well, no, there isn't, but it is.
Well, in that case, bad luck. We'll have a couple of bottles of wine to begin with.
We have a table free over there, sir, if you wouldn't mind moving.
Well, we do mind. We like it here.
It's a much better table.
Fine. Then give it to the people that reserve this table and we'll all be happy.
But, gentlemen, you'd be much more comfortable over there.
Look, we're not going to sit next to any bloody Germans, and that's flat. So, either bring the menu or the patron. I'll speak to him. Up to you.
I'll get you the menu, sir. Thank you. Shall I put your briefcase somewhere safe?
We need them. Have you seen any of them before?
No.
Well, they insist on that table. They won't budge.
It's near the door. It's good for a quick getaway.
You think so?
What about the briefcases?
They're probably all right. Probably businessmen or salesmen.
No. Let Monique sell them. You keep away.
All right.
That was excellent, thank you. How was yours?
Oh, fine.
All right, thank you. Oh, sorry. Well, here's to a very pleasant evening, Reinhardt, and a happy outcome for both of us.
Indeed.
Yes, I had a special reason for inviting you tonight.
Yes?
I need your help, Reinhardt.
Oh?
Concerning the recent attempt to assassinate our Führer.
Not the first time, is it? Been rather a lot of attempts.
You know those attempts?
Doesn't everyone?
For this one nearly succeeded. Had the briefcase containing the bomb not been moved by pure chance, the Führer would have received the full force of the explosion. Fates were certainly with him that day.
So it would seem.
And this time the traitors were not deranged fanatics or communists or agents of international Jewry. They were trusted, respected members of the German armed forces. Some of very high rank. Others distinguished war veterans like Count von Stauffenberg, who took the bomb into the Führer's headquarters and planted it. You knew von Stauffenberg?
Yes, I met him.
Dead now, of course, like many of the others. But some are still alive. Such men are vermin. They contaminate our country. They're an offense to all decent Germans. Like vermin, they must be hunted down, trapped, and killed. Well, this is where I need your help.
Me?
Yes. You fought in many theaters of war. Over England, North Africa, Russia. Your exploits have made you well known. You rubbed shoulders with many distinguished officers at one time or another. I believe you knew von Elmendorf, for example.
Yes, very civilized man. I respected him.
It's known that he was deeply involved in planning the rifle assassination plot.
Yes.
And in recruiting disaffected officers. For example, Major Brandt, your predecessor. And if von Elmendorf not died for that, he would doubtless have become involved in the bomb plot.
One way seems as good as another. Thank you.
And there was Oberst Neidling. He was a friend of yours.
Oh, we saw each other now and then.
When was the last occasion?
Dined together in Berlin in April, I think it was.
He's been executed.
Yes, I know.
He was suspended by the throat from a meat hook with piano wire. He took a long time to die. His execution was filmed. I've just seen a copy.
Einmal wisst es ganz bestimmt klar, dass ich doch die allerbeste war. Auch was anders als dein Blut, einmal kommst du doch zurück. Oh, boom, why does my heart go boom? Me and my heart go boom, boomity boom, 'cause I found you. Oh, boom, when I'm with you, it's boom. I can see love in bloom,
Come down.
boom, all
Come down.
around you.
You. Yes, you.
Was it at 7 or 11 or floating around the Pacific?
How long do we have to put up with this? We're trying to talk. We came here for peace and quiet so we could continue our discussion.
We can't hear ourselves think with that lot going on.
There'll be plenty of time to talk later, gentlemen. Our clients expect a little entertainment with a meal, and we do try to provide that every evening.
Well, it's a damn nuisance.
Hello.
Albert? Albert, you're making a lot of noise. There's to be complaining about Monique singing.
Got the decoys.
Help yourself, man. Look, I can't stay in here. I've got to go. Cover me, will you? Another cognac. Thank you, sir.
Good evening.
What brings you here, Inspector? Business or pleasure?
Business in a way, Herr Sturmbannführer.
An informant, perhaps?
Among other things, yes.
Well, good night.
Good night.
I wonder why you received your present appointment.
They had to find a ground job for me. I was severely wounded. I couldn't fly anymore.
Quite so. Like Count von Stauffenberg. He lost an arm, was blinded in one eye.
Yes, I know that. He was an incredibly brave man.
An assassin who betrayed his Führer's trust. Brave.
A man who suffered greatly for his country.
I cannot understand what turns such men into traitors.
I fancy they become disillusioned.
With what?
In war, men must have something they believe is worth dying for.
What could be more glorious than to die for Germany?
I expect Stauffenberg and Neidlinger believe they were dying for Germany.
How could they possibly think that? The Führer is Germany.
The Führer is one man. One man can represent a nation, but he cannot embody millions of people in himself. Half the civilized world believes the Führer and National Socialism to be not only wrong, but evil. Is it so surprising if some Germans have come to share that view?
I find it not only surprising, I find it repellent. You do not?
You asked me to guess at the motives of such men as Stauffenberg.
Well, I must respect your opinion, since you appear to be friends with so many of them. But we were talking about your job. I should have thought a man with your operational record would have been more use on the planning staff at Luftwaffe headquarters. After all, you've very little previous experience of intelligence work.
My being aircrew, I suppose they reasoned that I might know the way that enemy aircrew think.
Possibly. Admiral Canaris, he's also a friend of yours.
We are slightly acquainted, no more.
Would it surprise you to learn that Canaris is not above suspicion?
No.
Why not?
I'm sure I'm not as clever as the Führer, and he didn't suspect Count von Stauffenberg.
If that's meant to be facetious, I find it in bad taste.
But what do you think is good taste? Piano wire, meat hooks? Sitting in comfortable armchairs and watching a film of it afterwards?
Be careful, Reinhardt. The executions were filmed on the orders of the Führer himself. However, I'm sure you didn't mean to insult the Führer. You flying men, you have a strange sense of humor. I used to find the same with Major Brunt before he killed himself.
Well, look, it's nearly curfew. What are they going to do? Are they going to wait till everybody else is gone?
Annabelle, they won't pay the bill. They want to see you.
Right. Ready? Right? Yeah.
I'm not paying it. You made a mistake. Or it's barefaced
I
robbery.
assure you, sir, there's no mistake. The bill is absolutely correct.
Fetch the patron.
I can't.
Let
Mr.
him
Vic.
explain it to me face to face. Where is he hiding?
No, sir, here I am. What can I do for you?
You can stop trying to pad your bills. That's what you can do.
Excuse me, sir. Let me have a look. Thank you, Monique. No, this bill is perfectly correct, sir.
But we had the fixed price menu.
Yes, sir, but what about your bar bill? You had quite a considerable amount to drink.
We haven't had that much.
Well, I think you've had too much, so why don't you pay the bill and go home?
Or what?
Oh, you will find yourself inside, monsieur. Just shut up and pay your bill.
You always hide behind the police. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Albert.
Don't touch it! Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.
A large cognac for this gentleman, with my compliments, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have to go, Albert. Schedule.
Oh, yeah. Probably turned out to be a false alarm, sir.
Well, don't bank on it.
All right, thank you, Alan. Goodbye.
Thank you, mademoiselle.
Thank you, monsieur.
I understand you know Field Marshal Rommel.
I met General Rommel, as he then was, once in North Africa, and I've never seen him since.
But you became close friends with one of his staff officers, Oberst Gerhard. In fact, aren't you godfather to his youngest son?
You planning to write my biography, Kessler?
Gerhard is dead. You see why I thought you might be able to help us? Stauffenberg, von Elbendorf, Neilinger, Gerhard, you knew them all. You must have heard something which could help us.
Since they're all dead, whatever I heard is irrelevant.
About those men, yes. But there are others who are still alive. There were plans to take over Berlin, Paris, and for all I know, Brussels as well. If so, I think you may know about them. Come. You are personally acquainted with Generals Beck and Goerdeler. You have connections with the Kreisau Circle. We are not short of material evidence.
I am just a grounded pilot. What makes you think I know anything?
You appear to have a knack for making friends with people of that type. Also, on the afternoon of the bomb attempt, July the 20th, you attended a conference at Abwehr headquarters in the Bendler block, called at short notice by Colonel General Christiansen.
Yes?
The Wehrmacht and Luftwaffe were represented. You were present on behalf of Luftwaffe intelligence, but the SS and Gestapo were not invited. Why was that?
The subjects under discussion did not concern them.
The subjects being?
A review of the military situation on the ground and in the air. The updating of contingency plans.
I wonder why such a military conference did not include a representative from the Waffen-SS. Or did it?
I didn't call the conference, Kessler.
You mean it was a personal decision by Colonel General Christensen?
No, I do not mean that. The SS were not excluded, as you put it.
So there were SS personnel in attendance? Hauser, Bittrich?
So the SS are getting cold feet about elements within their own ranks. Is that it?
The conference began at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes.
When did it finish?
Some officers left at 8 in the evening.
Yes. But the remainder stayed at the Bendler block all night and did not disperse until 9 the following morning. That does not sound like a routine conference to me.
If you already have this information...
The Landwehr is constantly under surveillance. We do not trust the Abwehr.
You do not trust the Abwehr? You don't trust the Wehrmacht or the Luftwaffe? Now it seems you don't even trust the SS. It must be very difficult for you.
I want to know exactly what was discussed that evening.
You know I can't tell you that. Military information remains secret under all circumstances. The procedure is to apply to whoever convened the meeting, in this case the Abwehr, and request sight of the file report.
I find it difficult to believe that there will be one in this case. I believe that those officers remained that night waiting for news. And when it was learned that the Fuhrer was still alive, that the entire treacherous plan had failed, then and only then did those officers slip away, hoping to save their own skins.
You have a vivid imagination, Kessler.
Not in this case, I think. I am convinced that there were SS representatives present at that meeting. I want to know who they were. You were already implicated by being there. Now, if you cooperate, I will see that your name is removed. Prove your loyalty to the fatherland by naming names.
Kessler, I neither know who was involved in the bomb plot, nor do I care. And if you expect me to inform against other German officers, you're wasting your time. I'll say this. Not one man at that meeting deserves your attention. Now, is there something else you wish to know, or may I go?
You are a clever man, Herr Major. Certainly clever enough to know if there were traitors present at that meeting. And clever enough to know the conclusions which will certainly be drawn if you decline to name them.
You draw whatever conclusions you like. As far as I'm concerned, there were no traitors there.
In that case, there's nothing more to be said. You wear the highest decoration your country can bestow. I'm sure you would not wish to dishonor it in any way. Many of your friends have died. The end they met was neither pleasant nor honorable. Not a fate one would wish for a man who has fought well for his country. It's very late. I shall wish you good night, Major Reinhardt.
Kessler! You should be careful. This could easily go off. Someone could get killed. Having a man tortured is more your style. I think you're bluffing. If I'm wrong, you can pull that trigger.
If anyone's been bluffing tonight, it certainly was not me. Once I'm certain of a man's guilt, he will die sooner or later. You may be sure of that.
We all die sooner or later, even you, Kessler. I just don't care all that much.
Sit, Jenny home.
Well, perhaps Dirk got it wrong.
He's never got anything wrong before. And anyway, the night isn't over yet.
Well, someone could have come in, seen our policeman, and decided against it.
I'm beginning to peer into shadows. It's ridiculous. Well, it's nearly time to shut up. Is there anyone left?
Just him.
Right. Could you check the windows upstairs? Could you go in the kitchen, please? I'll see to him. Excuse me, sir, but it is after curfew. The regulations, you must know that, sir.
Yes, I know. Thank you, Mr. Fourier. Most kind. Most enjoyable.
I must apologize for the disturbance, sir.
Oh, you get people like that. A few drinks and they want an argument.
Well, I'm very glad they didn't spoil your evening, sir. Good night, and we'll be glad to see you anytime, sir.
Oh! What the hell's going on? You are under arrest.
Arrest? What for?
I expect I'll think of something. Monsieur Fourier? Murder, perhaps? Yes. In the meantime, possession of firearms will do.
Albert. Albert! Isn't Albert with you?
No. Isn't he in there?
No.
He must have gone upstairs.
No, I've just been upstairs. I was checking the roof as well. He's not there.
Well, he's not in the kitchen and the cellar. I've just been there. He wouldn't have gone outside on his own, surely.
Oh, my God, they've got him.
I have listened to the recording of your conversation. It didn't work, Kessler. There is no further action which can be taken. I suggest you apologize to him. You must have a working relationship.
But Reichskommissar,
You fail to prove his guilt or to persuade him to remove himself. Then you must learn to work with him, Kessler.
any man without a Knight's Cross who talked as he does.
But he does have a Knight's Cross, Kessler. Awarded him by the Führer himself. The photographs are all over Germany, which no doubt explains why he is one of Goering's pets. Tell me, Kessler, were there really SS officers involved in the plot?
Oh, yes. But we do in fact know who they are. They have been dealt with. Very well, Herr Reichskommissar. I shall do as you request, despite my own personal feelings. But Major Reinhardt is guilty. I know it. One day I shall see that he pays the penalty.
That day has not arrived, Kessler.
I can wait, Herr Reichskommissar.